Everybody go.
So Ashley got 1,985 points just in tickets. And if you remember, we said this challenge was about ticket sales. So for sales, Ashley certainly won. For video, Ben, you placed first with 250. For presentation, Ashley, 250. And for the survey, Ashley had over 100. Ben, you got second, Dominic third. So the total score for Ashley was 2,510. However, we also said that whoever accomplished bonus number 1 would get those points, and neither one of you even attempted the bonus. Ashley did. And this is where I come to the fact that I think Ashley killed it. I think you need to retract your statement, may the best man win.
That's for dang sure. That's for dang sure.
So it was another 200 points, which put you a couple thousand points ahead of the guys. Good job. You're welcome to sit here and watch this piece happen. What happened, guys?
As far as ticket sales go, I would just like to say that I went to every place I could possibly think of before the event happened. I was out there contacting everyone I knew, calling. As I said, I went to over 20 businesses, and they were just unresponsive no matter how hard I pushed. So that really was a problem for me with ticket sales. I'm not sure why that was. They had other commitments. They already had tickets, but it was frustrating how unresponsive the business community was to my attempts to sell those tickets.
How many people went out and sold tickets for you?
Oh, I had Ashanti going out and selling for me. I had a friend of mine, so there's 2. I had Langston selling, and I had.
How many did you have?
Countless.
Countless.
My whole friends, my
Hundreds.
entire network of people. Yeah.
So you remember the finals, guys, is about showing that you can bring in the resources that are necessary. Okay, so I understand challenging time. What happened for you?
I took a similar approach that Ben did as far as contacting businesses. I did, however, put a lot of tickets in the hands of friends and family and other team members, and they came through for me in a big way, especially at the end there with the final push. As far as the amount redeemed, I feel like I did not do an adequate job of communicating what the event was all about to the people who I put the tickets in the hands of. They did a great job selling them, but as far as getting them there, where it kind of was like, oh, I'll buy for Dominic was what it came down to. But really, it needed to come down to how many were redeemed in the end. So that's where I see, because I'm very proud of how many tickets that I did sell.
This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go over a couple notes here. Ben, you, in your entire presentation, was 18 minutes. Dominic, yours was 9. Here's what happened. I just want to be real with you guys for a second, because you know that we've been impressed with your work this entire time. Ben, you lost based on ticket sales. I think you know that. But Dominic, the reason I changed the rules is that was the worst presentation that you've done all summer. And so I had to change this up because I'm not willing to let Ben just walk away based on ticket sales after the video work, the billboards, the contacts, and everything else that's going forward. You showed up, and I even made comments here. You're going to make a great, no knock on politicians, but you're going to make a great one because you fed us so much information, but no fact. I mean, you're good. You and I both are, right?
Oh yeah.
And so there was a lot of bull in that presentation, and it showed a lack of preparation, and I think we all were stumped. So I want you to tell me what happened. You called me yesterday, you asked for some advice, your presentation, if your hard drive crashed, if things they fell out of place, your whole presentation, you were telling us about how it was stressful for you. You were getting me stressed at Anderson Gardens, okay? But you were trying to tell us how relaxing this place is because you were stressed, and it really showed through this time, okay? Ben, I feel like you knew better. I told you that this was going to come down to ticket sales. And so it makes it really difficult because, if there was a clear first and second, I think that I would have stuck to my guns. But you guys both, by a few points, in my opinion, lost this particular challenge. And it's disappointing in the sense that it's the opposite of what you guys have done, but I know you work so hard. So the hardest part of this challenge is for us to decide who has to go today so that we can get down to the winner. So I'm going to ask you again, why?
Well, as far as my presentation goes, there was complications technologically speaking, but I made it my goal to bounce back and put my heart into it. And that's where my presentation came from, and where it may have come off sounding a little bit shaky. It was simply my heart on the matter. And actually, I was trying to bring in a real story of actually finding peace in Anderson Garden because I was stressed out coming in Thursday morning with nothing. So bringing that back and kind of trying to bring that to the boardroom and still put together a presentation after staying up all last night, making sure I had videos to accomplish every single goal that was on this itinerary, which I had a lot of help from, actually, from Kyle and from Naomi and from everyone who was on my team.
Did he help? Did you guys help him? Who helped Dominic? Ben, just have a comment. You show a video, I loved it. And the video is all about why Rockford is so great and why everybody should come. And the guy you work with is the CEO of the YMCA. And the YMCA was never mentioned in your video. Are we not good enough? It's a serious question.
Well, I do love the Y. I go there frequently. I wouldn't be in this competition right now if I didn't have what I think is a good relationship with the YMCA. But I really wanted to show the things that make Rockford unique. And while every YMCA is an independent organization tied together through the national Y, almost every decent-sized city has a YMCA. So I didn't feel that that was one of Rockford's really unique attractions, like the symbol or the ice hogs, that would show what makes Rockford special.
That was a really good answer.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know this guy's in high school. I don't know if you knew that. But Ben has just impressed us this entire time. I think you saw in the video one of the most consistent players in this game. I wrote notes here, Dominic, that you didn't really have answers. You were just good at speaking. You didn't have a PowerPoint. You didn't have a presentation. And it's frustrating because I wanted you, I think you know, I've been gunning for you this whole time. Ben, you did what was asked, but you didn't sell the tickets. And based on the rules that I laid out there, I made it very clear that if you did not win, that person would be eliminated and there'd be no discussion. And now I'm left here with the same kind of decision that I've charged you guys with throughout this entire competition. So am I making an unethical decision if I don't let Ben go right now? Because that was the rules. The rules of the game are to strategize for what the rules simply say, and that is that tickets are going to be one of the largest point values of that contest. And it puts me in a very difficult situation because both of you did an excellent job this entire summer. I'm just frustrated that you showed up with the kind of presentation you did. Honestly, it's the lousiest work that I've seen out of you. And it made me question whether or not you only are doing well when other people are making that happen for you, and that in this moment, when you were alone by yourself, you couldn't perform. Ashley, who should I fire?
I think that all of us really strategized our presentation based upon the rules that you gave us. And so I really relate to the point values and what the points came down to.
This is hard because I think everybody knows that Ben has been a favorite because you've been consistent and you've worked hard. So here's what I'm going to do. Ben, for third place, I'm going to give you $1,000, but you're fired.
Thank you very much.
Business leaders in all communities make decisions unethically when challenged personally. And I think that as I'm sitting here thinking, and even as Martha whispers to me, you need to fire Dominic, I realized that we were clear. And one of the biggest problems in our world today is that people make decisions based on emotion and reaction instead of what's right. You knew the rules. So now, Dominic, you face the idea that your last presentation in my mind, how far do I weigh that against 7 weeks of your hard work? The story here is that, you know, we've been talking about you're in the highlight, you're the speaker, you're the one that's talking, but there's a machine that has to be behind you to make that work. And I've heard repeatedly now that you are a solo. You'll work alone and people have to remind you, hey, we're here. You know, we're a part of your team.
It makes sense that it would seem that way. But as we heard our mayor say earlier on, he is one person, one leader, but it takes a community to follow and put steam behind something. I do believe firmly in the people that are around me and do choose to help me. I do come out the gate running. My whole family knows it about me, and my family will support me in saying that we all run together as a crash of rhinos. But moving forward, just...
Stop.
Yes.
Who should win?
I should.
Why?
I should win because I've been consistent all summer long.
So why should Ashley lose?
Ashley should lose because she couldn't beat me all summer.
Guys, real quick. Who?
I would have to say Dominic. He's wonderful. He has great ideas, but Ashley always runs with those ideas and brings them alive, makes them happen.
Ashley, because this whole, I'm not looking at just today, but I'm looking at actually the whole competition process.
Who would you fire?
Dominic.
Why?
I was on Ashley's team for the first half of the competition, and I really don't know where this, how she's become associated with silent and passive and one who sits back, because that's not Ashley at all. She may not be like up in your face, she's not obnoxious, but she brings ideas, she's realistic, and when she has an idea, she gets things done. So I would argue that Ashley has been extremely consistent throughout this competition, regardless of anything else. And then as far as Dominic's ability to work with his team and to delegate and work with other people, I know that Naomi was originally supposed to be on your team, but Naomi contacted me a few days into this competition and said, hey, Dominic hasn't asked me to do anything, need any help? So Naomi actually helped me out this week. I don't know why you neglected to make use of her, but she helped me as well. So I think that's another example of, you know, I know Dominic's been working hard to rein himself in and to let other people work, but I think all those efforts kind of fell under the pressure of this week.
It's time for decisions. Martha describes this as the Super Bowl, and Ashley knocked it out of the park. I think all of you have kind of seen the role in Dominic. You know, this is the risk of us loudmouth leaders. Because we put ourselves out there every week. We're willing to take whatever happens. We're willing to take the fall. We're willing to take the risk. Ashley, there were many weeks you sat behind, silent. You may have done a lot of work on the outside, but in the boardroom, one of the things that you were great at is only speaking when you were spoken to. Dominic, that was tougher for you. It was. We're not asking you now. So the deal is I think that, you know, as we've all said, we'd hire both of you. I mean, that's how well you've done. But the reality is that, you know, if we're working towards growth and leadership and opportunities, and you come to your boss and you show up with the opposite of what he asked for, then, you know, there's times we give people chances and opportunities and we say, okay, so let's work on this, let's develop this. I think my frustration with this situation today is while you called me for advice, you didn't call me to tell me what that product was, or maybe pull us aside. But, you know, talk to us about the fact that I have no PowerPoint, I don't have the resources, Naomi's leaving your team, your hard drive crashes, we've told you before, all of you, that you need to back up your work. But here's the deal, Riverhawks would hire you. Okay, you were their street team leader. Okay, you, with the Rockford Health Systems, have a very great career coming if you keep that relationship alive. So one thing that's happened is you guys have made a name for yourselves, all three of you actually, to make that work. This is a tough decision. I hate making them. There's no doubt in this community, the rumor is out that I have to make them all the time. But I will tell you that it never comes easy. Because when you're choosing who's going to move forward, it's people that understand the vision, they want to do the work, they understand what it takes. And you guys have both shown that. But clearly, you didn't pull through today. Dominic, you're fired. Ashley, you're the winner. I do want to talk about Dominic. This was one of the toughest decisions because I can relate to the personality, to the drive, and to the energy. This young man said that he wants to someday be in politics, represent a community, Congress, maybe even the President of the U.S. someday. But I said, why don't we start here? And I think I want you all to know that while words are exchanged in this process, Dominic has been a consistent change agent in this community to the point that we've offered him a job and we have some negotiations to do because we want him at our side as we continue to do this work in Rockford. So he is not walking out of here in second place when it comes to his life commitment that he's made to this community. $1,500 scholarship for college to help him with school this year. And we hope that that will be helpful for you. And Ashley, for you, we've upped the ante to $3,500. So she can share her enthusiasm.
This is all very surreal to me just because we've all been working so hard for the past 8 weeks and now it's over. And it just means so much to see everyone here, all my family and Dan Parad from the health systems supporting me. And I definitely couldn't have done this without all the resources, especially this week, like ticket sales and things like that. And to have the support system that backed me up, it means a lot. And I hope that that pays tribute to what Rockford, Illinois is, a network of people who care about each other. And I can really speak for myself to say that I was one of those students that graduated high school and I couldn't wait to get out because Rockford wasn't good enough for me. And I was too smart for this. And that was my mentality. I was 18 and now I'm 21. I'm getting ready to graduate college. And it inspires me so much. It makes me proud to say that I'm coming back to a community that's welcoming to me with the job connections that I made with the health systems and the YMCA. I couldn't be happier to come home. So I want to thank you all for supporting this.
I will tell you that we are working with Bill Rancic, the original apprentice winner, to arrange some sort of opportunity for Ashley and myself and our finalists to maybe have dinner in Chicago, and also have invited him to come up and be our main speaker for the WISE Community Luncheon and address this community. We thought the theme was a perfect fit, and so we're working on that date. With that said, this boardroom is over.
Everybody go.